So this tip is for my curly girls that have pretty curly hair, try to fight it, but just there's some days, you guys, that your curly hair just doesn't look right, which is such a bummer because it's every day it's different when you have curly hair. And I know this, and I'm really trying hard to honor my curl these days because I love texture, and I think it's such a shame that we don't do it more than not doing it. So this is a little tip to maybe get you guys into the mood to do it. This is Unite's 7 Seconds Glossing Spray. It's dry glossing spray. It's amazing stuff. It's an anti-humectant. So if you have any frizz in your hair, which when you have curly hair, you always have frizz in your hair, unfortunately, this is a really great starting product. So what I like to do is, you know, my curls, luckily, sometimes they'll dry normal, but then I'll get these very frizzy sections, as you can see, and it just is right around my face and it always drives me nuts. So this is the perfect way just to kind of blend it all together. So I'm gonna go ahead and spray the dry glossing spray in all over. And the cool thing about this is it's a very light spray, so it's not gonna weigh your hair down, and it works on all hair types. Next, I'm gonna go in and use a wand. This is the smallest there is. This is actually a Unite iron. I'm gonna link one in my bio. It has interchangeable sizes, which is so great because if you're gonna invest in something, it's nice to just do one product and then you can change out the size and you know, style your hair different all the time. It's great for hairstylists and it's great for just the average consumer. So I'm gonna take the smallest setting, or smallest size, excuse me, and most people would think, you know, they don't even really use this, but when you have really curly hair, you wanna replicate your curl as much as you can. So I'm gonna go in and I'm just gonna wrap the section, and I'm gonna leave my ends out and just kind of wiggle it back and forth and then roll it and let it go. So now it's turned into a piece of a curl instead of a frizz. Then what I like to go in and do is just kind of pull it apart and then let it dry. So it just looks a lot cuter, a lot more fun, and a little more put together. Especially, like I said, around your face is very, very important. So I'm gonna go in here, do the same thing, hold it for just a second, and then let it go. And then over here on this side is where I need to do another one. I like to angle my iron, so then it just gives it a different curl. I don't want, the trick to curly hair is you want it to go in all different directions. So I like to curl towards my face, around, like away from my face. Both ways is really gonna help you create that, you know, very organic look, because it's just, you know, curly hair is all over the map. So the more you do that and then you break it up into like a small section, then it doesn't look so fake. And you know, it just, you feel like a little bit more put together, because there are days, you guys, where, you know, if you're a curly hair girl, it just looks terrible and you have no control, and you either have to basically straight iron it or put a bigger curl in it, and then it looks, you know, not so cute because it's just this one big curl on one side. So just keep doing this and you'll get the results that you want. That one was towards my face, so the one next to it, I'm gonna go ahead and do away. And then let it sit, pull it apart. And then there's these pieces right here around my face that I'm gonna go ahead and also just kind of flash them real quick. Okay. And then over here, I still see a little bit more frizz. This one I'm gonna go away from the face because the last one was towards the face. This is a little bit thicker of a section, which is gonna look a little bit more not so real. It's not gonna blend as much. So then I'm gonna split this one into 3 different sections and then just kind of blend it into the rest of my hair. So this is a very important piece right here. It's the piece that's right around my face. So I'm gonna go ahead and split this one first and then let it set. And the great thing about this wand is you can recreate, you can't really, like, you know, do the exact same curl. If you change your angle, it can always give it some sort of like, you know, different texture, different ways that the hair is falling, which really makes people think like, oh my gosh, does she really like wake up like that? No, she doesn't. She actually has to work at it, believe it or not. So I'm gonna go in with some texture spray now. This is Texturizer. And start building up a little bit more body. I would complete that in the back as well. And then it's gonna help you get a really pretty, kind of funky, because you don't want it to be like perfectly. But if it does get too frizzy again, you can also take the dry glossing spray and you can spray it in at your fingertips and then just kind of work it through some of those pieces that just look a little frizzy. Like there's one back here, and just kind of soften those and then work it into your hair. And you can always play with your bang, you guys. If you change your bang, excuse me, your fringe, if you change it from, you know, one side to the other side, you can get so many different looks.